Ladies and gentlemen, this is Sports Dynasty NFL. I'm Trevor, and I'm back. Better than ever. Finally. My work schedule is starting to clip a little bit, but I'm happy to be back. Of course, I'm here with Juan. Feels good to be back. How you guys feeling?
I'm happy.
I am too. I'm happy too. My FanDuel
a lot.
finally hit.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go. Let's finally go. Let's go. And then I'm happy to be back with you guys. I really did miss you guys. Yeah, man, manage your life. But it's all good. Do what you gotta do. But we got a lot to talk about. A wild week number 7. A lot of storylines that we're gonna go over.
Yeah, I don't remember. It might have been week 3 or 2 when we dubbed a certain week F week, fluff week, where just the supernatural that you can think of all happens and nothing makes sense. At first, we dubbed this week F week part 3, but you know what?
No.
Is it really?
No.
Based on what we know about all these teams now, like for instance, let's go with the biggest surprise of the entire day, which will go into one storyline we're going to tap into, is that old quarterbacks just need to go somewhere and get out of the damn league at this point. So we're mentioning the Tampa Bay ass whooping that we saw yesterday at Carolina. Carolina wins 21-3.
This is also the same Carolina team that's literally having fire sale. They're trying to rebuild for the future, and they're just saying, "Listen, we're gonna pack it up. We're gonna finish out the year and move on from there." But I didn't think they expected a win like this.
So usually, when a coach that is completely disliked by everyone in the organization gets fired, there's this game called F This Coach, where they just play the way that they were supposed to, that the coach wishes they would play if the coach was there. Matt Rule was fired last week before the Rams game, if I'm not mistaken, right? And then the Rams beat the crap. Not really beat the crap, but beat them by a decent margin. I had no idea that this week was the week that this would be F Matt Rule game. It was the F Matt Rule game. Okay, this Buccaneers team, dude. I just
dreadful.
I can't believe it. 173 yards on the ground on Tampa Bay's head top. The team that is supposed to be good at rush defense got just absolutely annihilated. This is 2 out of 3 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, that they got ran on. And Atlanta did it 2 weeks ago, and that probably should have won the game. And now here. And Tampa's on a really bad 2-game losing streak against teams that are not supposed to be good. Since Pittsburgh losing against Miami on Sunday night. So that kind of showed they're not very good.
And Tampa Bay and Tom Brady is under 500 at this stage of a season since 2002. That's incredible.
Mid-season, yeah.
Mid-season, yes. This is pretty bad. Tampa Bay is just like you talk about Todd Bowles. Todd Bowles is what we thought he was. A good defensive coordinator, but a terrible head coach who doesn't know shit about football offense. He doesn't. This is bad. I don't think they averaging more than 20 points a game. And that's struggling to get to that point. I can't even guarantee.
Yeah, I highly doubt they are now.
Yeah.
After only scoring 3, they hit 30 once, and that's after an ass whooping.
Yeah.
Kansas City.
Yeah, and that was garbage time.
Yeah.
They did it. So
they probably don't. Now, I didn't even think about that. They probably don't average 30 points per game, 20 points per game.
They might don't by like 18, 19 points. But that's bad. This is bad.
I'm sorry. I'm on disbelief. I'm just like, really? Yeah.
And then what was worse, you lost to PJ Walker. Like, the guy was in the XFL 2 years ago. And you got to win against Tom Brady. And I mean, wrong. Tom Brady, there's not much you can work with when you have Mike Evans, who dropped the easiest touchdown pass you'll ever see in history of the world. That was terrible. Everything was just going. Whatever could go wrong did go wrong. And Carolina took advantage. At the end of the day, they don't care. You think the players care about tanking? What the organization want to do? Hell no. They want a ball. So good for them. They got to win there. It's just, where do you go from here? Like Tom Brady, where do you go from here? I know Tom Brady's probably kicking himself because he's literally going through a lot. His home life is in shambles, and his football life is in shambles. Like,
And
damn.
apparently it's for no reason because you ain't doing nothing this year and you losing your family for what? Damn, buddy.
Damn. You probably talk to Matt Riddle. Maybe get some advice.
Yeah, avoid Seth Rollins. Speaking of old men who I guess can't play anymore, the Packers went to Washington and lost 23-21. At least they scored 21. They scored points.
I mean,
better off than Tampa, I guess.
I mean, that touchdown pass that he threw late in that game, Aaron Rodgers did that game, actually put me over, and that ultimately won my card. So thank you, Aaron Rodgers. Thank you, Aaron Rodgers, for trying to be a try hard and try to come back at the end of the day.
Was it me or like half the games was over before 4:00 Eastern time?
Except for this one.
Yeah, like this one and I think the Giants.
The Giants game, yeah.
Like
they all done before 4:00 Eastern time, yeah.
It's kind of crazy. Almost all the games were done like this. I'm like, wow, it's kind of fast.
It's kind of fast.
Yeah.
Kind of good though. But let's talk about the Packers.
I don't want to, but we have to.
Offensively, Jesus.
On both sides, Jesus.
Yes. Like this is just really bad. Really, really bad. You had your homeboy, the Fluff is an offensive genius. A genius. And this looks really, really terrible. It's like to the point where you know how you look at the schedule and you be like, oh damn, we got Green Bay. That's scary. You're not even scaring people anymore.
Nope.
Washington came in. Now you went into Washington when you thought that you're gonna beat them. You're gonna beat them, and you didn't. You know why? Because I noticed something too. And I was wondering why. I mean, I get why, because they gave us so much to get him for Carson Wentz. Taylor Heineke is pretty decent. Pretty decent. And he beat Aaron Rodgers. He's pretty good.
He goes and win against Tom Brady too.
Yeah, he does. He does. So I just want to know why they just don't give him the keys. I mean, I get why they didn't do this year because they gave Carson Wentz, but then it's Washington. Washington's a bunch of random, a bunch of idiots. So yeah. And Washington really isn't. Quarterback was pretty much really holding them back, honestly speaking. Other than that, they're not a bad team roster wise. The defense, when they're healthy, is pretty good. But when they're not healthy, it's like whatever. But this is ugly.
I think Green Bay is going through a pretty stupid, and I mean stupid completely, a stupid Randy Orton stupid to Kofi Kingston stupid identity crisis, because it doesn't make any motherfucking sense. As I said it, that you only had 12 attempts running the football. Did you know that?
I didn't.
They only had 12 attempts running the football.
12. I was more focused on the bet. So
I hear that.
But yeah, 12 attempts.
12 attempts running the football.
That's ridiculous.
12 attempts.
And you mentioned
38 yards rushing.
Identity crisis that is totally self-inflicted. This is
that's what I mean by stupid.
Yeah, it was self-inflicted. You got to do this to your own. And it's like, I'm sorry. And people talk about, but Aaron Rodgers doesn't have anybody to throw to. I mean, it's partially his fault too. Let's be honest here. Let's not put the blame off of him. He's not played well. He's not played well to his standards. He's two-time MVP.
No, he's not playing well in his standards because he doesn't want to throw the ball downfield. I think he might be the worst quarterback at throwing the ball downfield in the season. I think it might be him. He doesn't want to do it. I think he can't. Is that he doesn't want to do it. But it goes back to the coaching staff. If you're not going to be trying to get any real wide receivers, then why aren't you running the football? This has been going on the entire season. You only have 12 rush attempts in a game that was never out of reach. If you were getting your ass beat, I will understand why you don't run the football. But if you're only up or down, weren't you up for a good amount of this game?
They were up 14-3. The Washington scored 23 unanswered points.
So, why aren't you running the football? That's the part that's confusing me. I don't get it. And yet the stats don't look very good because Jones ran for 8 for 23. That's 2.9. That's bad. And Dylan only had 4 attempts for 15. But that's not the point. The point is, if you run the football, you're not one-dimensional. You're easier to defend when you're one-dimensional, unless you're San Francisco and you can't defend shit as Kansas City. But that has nothing to do with this. I just wanted to make fun of them real quick. But you're one-dimensional, you make significantly easy to defend. As much as Ron Rivera is getting, crapped on, and he deserves it, don't get me wrong. he is still a really good defensive mind. So if you do only one thing, he's gonna even pick up. Oh, they only one throwing the ball. Okay, so then I guess I don't really have to play much run defense anymore, and just defend the pass. What they're not good at anyway. And then this happens. You allow 20 on 23, you said, unanswered points, and lose to Taylor Heineke. You lose to the commies. Wow. What the hell is this season?
I truly don't know. I just stopped asking. I stopped asking that same questions. You know what? Whatever happens, going to happen. It is what it is. Because this is ridiculous.
And the running back, the Robinson kid who got shot, he's not bad. He's pretty good.
Really good. Comeback story. That's pretty good.
He's not bad. Want to make fun of more old quarterbacks? Matt Ryan got benched today.
You know what's crazy?
2 of the worst picks I've seen, mind you. I think all like 7 or 8 of his interceptions, if that's even that little, they were all so egregiously bad. I don't know what the hell that man.
They were in situations where we watched the games.
It's like he played with dementia.
It's like
he had dementia. I don't know. Like
there's games that he's played and the interceptions that he's thrown that we watch live. We watch it. You can hear me literally just dying of laughter. This literally just bawling out, dying of laughter because it's like, wow, this is really bad. The way that he's throwing the football and throwing the picks that he's throwing are like how the Yankees were when they were swinging at horribly outside the box pitches. And yes, that was my only attempt in bashing the Yankees. I haven't done it all year.
I mean, yeah, you might as well. They got some bum asses got swept. You could say as much as you want, bro.
Yes, I was quiet all year.
You don't have to, right? Like
I don't have to, but
they did it for me. But that ugly display of baseball since what, July?
In August. Yeah,
August.
They were horrible. Yeah, but back to the thing. But Matt Ryan is horrible. I think out of Rodgers, Brady, Ryan needs to go now. I would not be upset.
The Colts agree.
I'll probably tell him, listen, we'll pay you for the rest of the year, but you need to retire, bro. You need to retire. You are washed. That arm is limp. No, like a better word.
What was it? Was it week 1 or week 2? We were like, that's 2015 Peyton Manning.
Yeah, it's bad.
Unfortunately for you, you don't have a 2015 Denver Broncos team for you to play in. So,
and it makes it more egregious. And if I'm a Colts defender, it's infuriating to me because it's like they when they go hard, they play hard every well. They only allowing like close to like 16 points a game.
Yeah, the defense is good.
The defense is good. So the fact that they are averaging about 6, we had this before. If you're averaging less than 2, if you're allowing less than 20 points a game, you're pretty good defense. And you probably should be over 500, which I think they're barely over 500. Barely.
Yes, they're somehow that close to begin with. It's still baffling to me.
Yes,
they kind of are 5. They're 3-3-1. That tie kind of messes up a bit.
They're 500 then.
Yeah,
the tie keeps them at 500.
Okay,
so which I think the math is stupid, but it keeps them at 500. But if with a competent quarterback, they would be leading this AFC South by a mile by this point. They'd be at least 6 wins.
Maybe that new guy they're putting in, maybe he'll do it. I don't know.
Who's the quarterback again?
I have no fucking idea. I'm gonna find out right now.
But nah, this
Sam Ellinger.
Oh, I know who that guy is.
I don't.
Good luck with that, by the way. That's what I gotta say. Good luck with that.
I have no idea who they playing next week, or if they play. Oh, Washington. We'll see what happens.
Washington, and then they play us after that. The Patriots after that. So
yeah, we'll see how that goes. I mean, we're not gonna watch that game. There's no way in God's name we're not watching that Colts game. But we'll see highlights and stuff like that. You know. Mm-hmm. Colts
19 points.
They lost, allowing 19 points. Yeah, that happened. Any old men that are available? Not really. Just Tannehill getting hurt, and throwing 2 pick sixes in the half.
But none of that matter because, I mean, it's the loss to Arizona.
Arizona beat the shit out of them.
And a game where
it was real bad.
It was really bad. And when you have your coach and your quarterback going at each other's throats, that was a great visual to see.
Oh yeah, that did happen. Kyler Murray did go after Cliff Kingsbury.
That's a great visual to see. Yeah, they're 3-4, and again, because the NFC West is so bad this year.
No. You see your NFC, right? You saw West. Scratch out West.
NFC is just so bad right now. First of all, the Seattle Seahawks are in first place.
Well, segue. Let's go. Now.
That was totally unintentional.
Yep. Yeah. Storyline part 2. Whoever we thought coming into the season that's going to be good outside of Buffalo, Kansas City, No.
You know what?
No, just throw it out. And that includes for bettors. So do not put no Tampa Bay lines anymore.
Nope,
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Green Bay only under bets from now on. Okay, stuff like that. Anybody you thought was good, Chargers embarrassing too. You at this point you might as well just put under bets for them too because they're embarrassing themselves.
What's
They're
crazy?
it's the four. They're 4-3, mind you. It feels like they're like
they're 3-5.
yeah, like they should be under 500, and at the rate they're going, they will be.
They will be.
But dude, like that is a bad team. What? Let's go down the line. Let's go down the line. Go to the standings right quick, so we can start making fun of it. Because this is so much fun to me. The Rams are horrific. Mind you, they're on a bye, and we're still gotta trash them. The Rams are bad. 49ers. Oh, let's go through that game. Oh my Jesus, dude.
It was 28-24 early in the fourth quarter.
What happened? And everybody's killing Garoppolo, which I guess in this series they could, but no. What the hell was that San Francisco defense doing? They allowed 529 yards.
Now you'll probably argue and say, "Oh,
Like, what?"
You probably say, "Oh, you argue, oh, the injuries is piling up," and that is true. There are a lot of injuries all around the team, but come on, and I expected, I expect them to win this game. Of course not. I expect them to lose this game anyway, but
to not let them drop 40
and pretty much the game
at home.
But the game was out of reach after the fourth quarter. When the fourth quarter happened, that's where everything else happened because they were still in the game. It is that again the defense and the injuries on the defense could caught up to them, and it happens every single year. The injuries piles up. It's just bad. Shout out to Kansas City, you took advantage of that. Took advantage of it, but I don't know. They were really giving crap to Shanahan. I'm like, why are you couldn't have Shanahan for? For what? Like,
well, this for one reason. The final touchdown that Kansas City scored. You had Juju Smith-Schuster wide open on a dig route, and he somehow was able to split the defense and ran for like what was it, like a 50-yard touchdown? If you know how to play defense, how the fuck does that happen? How? On a regular dig route, there's a regular drag. You split the defense like it was basketball, and you just ran right between the defenders and left. Juju Smith-Schuster. How? They allowed multiple third and longs, bro. Multiple.
you can't do that.
For example, I believe it was the early third quarter. You had Kansas City and like a 3rd and 15 deep in their own territory. Why is there one-on-one coverage to Marquez Valdez-Scantling, a guy who runs like a 4-3, no safety help, burns Ward for a 60-yard gain on 3rd and forever? That's probably why they're killing D'Amico. They should be killing D'Amico Ryans. I don't know what Kyle. I know now I'm with you. I don't know where this Kyle Shanahan shit came from. But D'Amico Ryans, as much as everybody was praising you, what the hell type of game plan was that yesterday?
It wasn't his best, especially against a caliber. First of all, Patrick Mahomes alone should be scouted differently than everybody else. This was a game that, okay, if we can slow him down then whatever, then we have a chance, which they were. 28-24. This all happened in the fourth quarter. It was like, what like it just completely collapsed. But then again,
14-13 at halftime, bro.
But then what makes the crazy thing is that it you can say losing the game hurts them, but it doesn't matter because the division's garbage.
Oh yeah, and the grand scheme of things, it doesn't. They'll be all right.
They'll be all right. They're 3-4. They're only one game behind Seattle,
who they whipped their ass already once.
Yeah, once. So technically they're generally tied. Technically they're tied.
Yeah, they got them behind like basically a half game. Because if they tied, they're going over.
Yeah. Technically it's a half game lead. Technically a half game lead.
Mm-hmm.
Because, but I'm not gonna bash the 49ers for it too much. It is the injuries was gonna overcome them. It had a lot, but that's gonna be a big problem another year though. But I'm not concerned too much.
What I said about Kansas City on last week's episode and on the AFC East Shakedown, which you should be checking out every Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Mm-hmm. I mentioned in both those shows, Kansas City was going through still a small offensive identity crisis. See, that's the best case scenario. If every player is told to do a specific job correctly and with their strengths, that is what you're gonna get. And then Buffalo will have a problem, and then they will both will having their little war for the AFC if Kansas City gets this going. So illustrated, they still not good at running the football. I still think they need a better running back, even though Pacheco is not bad. I still think he's pretty decent. He has a chance to be good because Hilaire and but hey, this is the best case scenarios. Juju with a $124. It was a 45-yard touchdown. I just saw it now. Valdez Scantling 111 yards. Travis Kelce 98. It's great when he doesn't have to do all the work. It's perfect. You know what I'm saying? And even Hardman got three touchdowns, right? It was 3 touchdowns. Yes, Hardman have 3 touchdowns. Gadget, just go do your end arounds. You got 2 touchdowns on the ground and 1 pass. Perfect.
It's offensive performances like that are the reason why the Chiefs are still one of the best teams in the AFC and possibly in the NFL. It's stuff like that. That's something you have to scout for. I know that they were here before that you have the identity crisis where they don't look as good sometimes, but there'll be one of those games where they say, "All right, we're here." And as a defensive minded coach, as like D'Amico Ryans, you got to do better than that. I think that was one of his more of us very, very poor fourth quarters, which kind of ruined the game for him. But overall, he coached the game pretty well. It was that fourth quarter. You're not. We've seen this too many times. You can only contain Patrick Mahomes. You cannot fully stop him.
No,
because he's going to get it. He's gonna get it running, and once he gets it running, good luck. But we'll get to that's another story. But
Tyreek cool. So with that all said, because I was gonna make fun of Chargers, we're gonna do it in a minute in a different way. Because we have the last storyline, and again, this is something I said, I think more probably on the shakedown show than I did on the last week's episode. But changing of the guard in terms of how the landscape of the NFL is, because the last we could say 3 years or so, the analytics came into a very high degree in the NFL, and this war between old school football and analytical football became something around 2019ish, 2018, 2019, something like that. And now I want to read you guys a list. I just remember there's another storyline I forgot. We'll do that last. There is a list I'm gonna read you guys. I'm gonna give you a list of names. Kenneth Walker from Seattle, Josh Jacobs from the Las Vegas Raiders, Damian Pierce from the Houston Texans, Saquon Barkley and Daniel Jones of the New York Giants, Travis Etienne from the Jacksonville Jaguars, Nick Chubb from the I'm gonna tell you where, Derrick Henry, I'm gonna tell you where, Jamal Williams of the Detroit Lions, Tony Pollard of Dallas Cowboys, Deontay Foreman, no one knows who that is, from the Carolina Panthers, Chuba Hubbard also from Carolina Panthers, and Eno Benjamin from the Arizona Cardinals. Why did I name all those names?
Why is that?
This is a list of at least 90-yard rushers or rushers who average over 5.5 yards per carry in Sundays and Thursday, for Benjamin's case, action. Week 7 action. All these people, including Daniel Jones, the A quarterback, all rush effectively well. But Jamal Williams, Tony Pollard, and Chuba Hubbard are the ones who did not reach 90 yards, but their yards per carry was astronomical. We've seen this from the beginning of the season till now. Running the football is kind of looking like the way to go this year in 2022. I'm pretty much seeing 2001 football 20 years later.
And I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm all for old school football, ground and pound, run the football,
and defense.
And defense. That's I love it. That's my style of football. Not this garbage I see now.
Because we're seeing it, and the Raiders are starting to get their record up. Josh Jacobs broke almost $150 yesterday. Seattle, who was winning the NFC West, but I think they're 4-3 or 4-2. I forget which one.
4-3. Kenneth
Walker, rookie running back, kicking ass. The New York Giants, 6-1 quarterback and running back duo combining for 200 yards. It feels like a game at this point in time. It's insane. Derrick Henry had a nice little outing yesterday, finally, with a $120 something, beating the Colts. It's these successful teams, the Dallas Cowboys. Tony Pollard getting off 6.9 yards per carry. I think he had like 70 yards rushing though. So
Yeah.
he definitely got some production there with Zeke still got 50 efficiently. You know, those are all named top teams. And mind you, we have the Philly who kills you on the ground, who just had a bye week. And that's why they weren't talked about. Otherwise, they would have like about 50 on the ground too as a team. These teams are very successful. If you don't have Josh Allen or Mahomes, you're running the football to be successful. The Jets do the same thing. Unfortunately, we lost Brees Hall. We'll talk about that. The injury spree, the injury epidemic that happened in the NFL yesterday, because a lot of big names went down. I'll give you a list of that at the end of the show. But Brees Hall, before he went down, rushed for a 62-yard touchdown, just off the brink in the beginning of that game. Everybody's running the football. So teams like Miami, who can't run the football very well and don't contain a Patrick Mahomes, I don't know if they're gonna do anything well, man. I'm not entirely sure. Teams like that, you better run the football, because you don't got those two quarterbacks, you ain't doing very well, man.
You mentioned Damian Pierce from Houston, right?
Yes.
The rookie running back there.
Mm-hmm. The only reason why you watch a Houston game.
Yeah, because
he's really good.
He's very, very good.
Mm-hmm.
Again, they're challenged quarterback wise. As far as they can face 40 points. To be honest here, but again, when you have a somewhat decent offensive line or somebody who can break through holes, you can move the chains. Now, granted, a lot of people may not like the running the football, the ground and pound, slowing down pace.
Guess what? You better watch old school games then. You better go back to 2020 and 2021. Because, baby, that's what football is now.
Yeah, because, it's smart. Because I think you mentioned that, right? With the exception of Daniel Jones, because Daniel Jones, as far as him, when he's not turning the ball over, he only has 4 turnovers the whole year. 2 fumbles and 2 picks. So, again, with the exception of him, it's not really the changing of the guard, it's just the return of the king, more likely the return of the king, because
that might be the title of the episode.
That was really cool. I'm not gonna lie, that was good. That was really good. Because before, running the football was king. Rushing for 1,000 yards a season, that was milestone. Saying, yo, where running backs back in those days, that's what they wanted. Say, yo, that $1,000 market, say, yo, I belong here. That shows that, hey, I'm the cream of the crop. And they kind of moved away from that. But when I see people like Adrian Peterson, like 10 years ago, rushing for 2,000 or 1,800, 1,650, like that, I love seeing that, because it shows that the dominance of, and the most important is running the football, and it makes the quarterback's life so much easier. Play action so much easier. If you notice, with Tom Brady, especially in the early 2010s, where the Patriots finally got a running game, where Steve Ridley came in, Stephen Green came in, and they were finally running the football. You know, Steve Ridley's a bum, but he was good. Whatever. They running the football, made Tom Brady's life much more easier in New England. They were able to play action, then boom, unstoppable offense. But it's good to see that again. To see this again, seeing them run the football, and I like it. Yeah, it's good. Here to stay.
Sometimes basic just works.
It does. Less is more. Sometimes less is more.
So all this computer generated bull crap. I mean, like, who cares? Like, this is what football is, man. And hey, I mean, the product to me still is lower, because even though running the football may be back, the quarterback quality is still pretty bad. I'm just saying, when you have so many damn backup quarterbacks playing, when you have all these guys, like,
what was it like last year? Like almost 40 different starting QBs in the league last year.
I feel like this year we're already at that. Because now the Colts aren't going to have a different quarterback playing now. So that's going to add to it. Maybe the Tennessee is going to do the same thing. So, segue.
I think that would be a mistake, honestly.
Segue. This is the list of notable players who were injured yesterday. Whether they're going to be gone or not, we don't know yet. But who went to the locker room and did not return for the most part. So, Atlanta, we have AJ Terrell, who was injured yesterday in that Bengals ass whooping. You have Chuba Hubbard, who got hurt, but the backup running back came in and kicked ass anyway. Trey Hendrickson of the Bengals got hurt. David Njoku and Farrah Brown, 2 tight ends for Cleveland, was hurt yesterday. And Jacoby Brissett loves Njoku. Running back Mike Boone for Denver Broncos got hurt, because God knows that Melvin Gordon can't get all the carries because he's garbage. I don't understand why he's in the roster. Dalton Schultz for the Dallas Cowboys was hurt. Okay, and he was dealing with knee problems all year. Amon-Ra St. Brown, another concussion, hurt. Okay, Deshaun Elliott, another injury for the Dallas Cowboys defense. They're okay with it though, but still, Deshaun Gary and Alan Lazar of the Packers are hurt. Malik Collins for Houston Texans and Nico Collins, probably Texans fan. I know who those guys are. I don't know. They'll care about this.
I know who Nico Collins is. Nico Collins, I know who he is.
The receiver that they wound up getting hurt yesterday's game. Matthias Farley, I don't know who the hell that is, but he's hurt. J.C. Jackson, which brings up the argument of the turf versus grass. Argument comes up because that turf is the reason why J.C. Jackson blew out his knee yesterday. Okay, and Mike Williams at the end of the game with another ankle injury out, and didn't look very good when he barely walked out of the field at the end of the Chargers game. Hurt. Brandon Jones yesterday, Sunday Night Football for the Miami Dolphins, out. Knee injury. Could be another turf thing. Evan Neal and Daniel Bellinger for the Giants, hurt. Dory Jackson for the Giants, hurt. Okay, Breece Hall, as we know, unfortunately, is now guaranteed towards ACL, out for the season for the Jets, hurt. Corey Davis, hurt. Elijah Vera Tucker, hurt.
Which is awful offensive for that Jets offense. I know Michael Carter is good, but it complimented him better to have Breece Hall, the 1-2 punch. Now you lose that. You lose a big part of your offensive line with a ledge of Vera Tucker and a decent piece in Corey Davis. So the fact that matters that you lost your best running back. Now you're pretty much gonna have to force Zach Wilson to throw the football, and it's like,
come out of hiding, buddy.
Yes, because it's gonna happen
against Bill Belichick.
Yes,
have fun.
That's going to be a bloodbath. But yeah, it sucks for them. They're 5-2. And, it's good for them. They're 5-2. They're winning games, but I think we're gonna start to see the
downslide. Yeah, it's gonna happen with them. It's gonna happen with them, and we're not done, by the way.
No.
San Francisco lost Drake Greenlaw. There's another front seven player hurt. DK Metcalf was out in the first quarter of the game, got carted off. Antoine Winfield and Russell Gage were hurt for the Tampa Bay yesterday. Tannehill was on the walking boot in the second half against the Colts. So that's why we're saying Malik Willis might get a start next week, because Mike Tannehill may not be able to play. And Jeffrey Simmons, their best player in the team, in my opinion at least, DT for the Tennessee Titans, hurt. Those are all notable names that got hurt on Sunday's action. All in one day. And that's notables. There's other players who got hurt, but those are the notable ones that got hurt. Damn. And the week's not over. We have Monday Night Football breaking up overall. It took me half an hour to do it. It's Monday. We're recording this. The Patriots and the Cowboys Chicago game. Oh, Patriots fans, I think I would much rather pay the Bears right now than fucking Chicago. I'm the fucking Cowboys. I definitely not want to pay that.
Yeah.
They actually have a good defense. That game is tonight. So God, we hope to Jesus nothing happens to both teams. But hey, the way Sunday went, it spread like a certain disease that shut the world down for a few months. Oh man. Yesterday's action, man. Those are all the storylines. You got anything else to say about any specific game? You want to go over a game? Like why the Chargers suck?
No, I was going to talk about Baltimore and Cleveland. Baltimore particularly.
Okay.
Because if Cleveland was even somewhat halfway decent, the Ravens would have blew yet another 10-point double-digit lead at home. Another one.
Yeah.
MT Bank Stadium is a hard place to play. Very difficult place to play, but wow, they look really bad at home. They don't look good at home.
They kind of don't.
They don't.
Like, I agree.
So again, the AFC North is literally a two. It's not good. You have the Ravens and the Bengals pretty much fighting for that division right then and there. But other than that, what's going on? What's going on with the Baltimore Ravens?
I have no idea. It's kind of not explained at this point in time why they continue to blow these type of leads. Because Gus Edwards played okay. You know what I'm saying? 66 yards on the ground. Lamar, 59 yards on the ground. Like they get some rushing yards. I don't know why it's so difficult for this team right now to really put teams away. I don't get it, because this is basically what every game that they played so far. Like it's just I don't know why you can't put them away. I don't get it. Is it the lack of receiving weapons? Maybe to finally do that final punch. Maybe, I guess, but I don't know. There's plenty of receivers in the market right now. I heard that Jerry Judy's in the market, Case Capel's on the market. They're not going to get him because Pittsburgh's not going to trade him. But he's on the market. Brandon Cooks is on the market. There's a couple of receivers on the market. See if they can get one more to help out these kids. But then maybe that's why I really can't put my finger on it. Every time I watch it, it's for like a different reason. That's why I can't put my finger on it.
I believe the deadline is Sunday, but the deadline Sunday coming up. So
it's a week from now. Yeah.
So at least do something, at least something to get a body there, because Mark Andrews, we're gonna do shut down Mark Andrews. That's what you throw the football to, you gonna run the football. Other than that, it just sucks because it's like now the pass defense for the Ravens is bad. They're bad, but and it's a test to it because you had what's the guy's name? Jacoby Brissett going down the field on that last drive.
Yeah, because Marcus Peters is washed.
Yeah, it was going down the field.
That's exactly what he was targeting the whole game.
It almost cost me my card, and I was saying, "What are you doing? Why are you being good?" But then
you're mad happy, huh?
And then it just, again, the fact that Baltimore needed Cleveland to do Cleveland stuff, which I'm not gonna lie to you, they got robbed on that false start on the field goal kick. There was nobody even moved. If you wanted to argue that, you could say that should have been encroachment by Baltimore and should have moved them closer. But no, that was bad, and they got a break there, and it ended up being a 61-yard kick, and which got blocked. Which, honestly speaking, if he didn't get blocked, I don't think he would have made it anyway.
Yeah, me either.
But the fact that they're allowing these things to happen, a lot of these things are just self-inflicted. They just can't put them away. But that's my issue. But again, they're on top of the AFC North. They got to win, but that's going to catch up to them later on in the year.
I mean, kind of has. They're 4-3 when they should have more wins. They should be. You could argue they should be undefeated, or it's like 6-1.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it has caught out to them because the Bengals are looking like they're starting to fix themselves. They beat the ever-loving crap out of the freaking Atlanta Falcons in a quarter. Like, Joe Burrow had almost 400 yards passing in the first half. Atlanta had no answer to whatever that Joe Burrow wanted to do. It could have been 1st and 10 or 3rd and 40. They were going to convert no matter what. So there was nothing. So if their Bengals offense is getting better like this, that's a problem. However, it is the Atlanta Falcons whose defense is negative, especially up front. So when the Cincinnati Bengals don't have to deal with a pass rusher, they're looked like last year, basically. So that's why I kind of figured that they will be able to beat the Atlanta Falcons fairly easily. But Atlanta always finds a way to keep it close. See, the Bengals this week on Monday Night Football coming up, a week from now, they play Cleveland. Although their pass defense is bad, they do have a pass rush. So they may not look anywhere near as dominant as they did yesterday.
And Cleveland has owned them in the last 3 years.
They have actually.
They've won every single game since then. So that's right there. Yeah, won every single game over there. So yeah, I think they're very clear to me that they've won every single game since like 2019. And I'm like, okay, still trash though, but yeah. But
they kicked the guy who's the reason why they won all those games in Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, they did. So who knows?
I wonder. I can't wait to see when Bengals cut that streak, and then we get in front of all Browns fans like Baker Mayfield not there, baby. That's why you lost.
But yes, let's talk about I don't want to say I'm tired of calling it the elephant in the room because it's just blatantly obvious, and how we're just baffled that he still has a job in the NFL. But before we get to that, do you think it's time for us to apologize to Pete Carroll?
Oh, I was the only one who was thinking that. Okay.
Yes, I think it's time to apologize to him, and because maybe he wasn't the problem after all. Because he's winning games with Geno Smith.
I refuse to sign that apology form. I'm gonna wait.
I didn't say I was going to.
Okay. I thought you were.
I didn't say we was going to. Of course not. I'm just saying, is it time for us to apologize to him?
No.
We need to see more. Now, if they somehow win this division, if they somehow wins this, because it's because the Seahawks are in first place, and they beat the shit out of the Chargers last night. They beat the hell out of them. It's time to apologize to Pete Carroll because Geno Smith winning games. Before the season started, I had the Seahawks winning just 2 games and possibly being the number 1 and number 2 overall pick in the draft.
I'm in like 5. They're about to hit that already.
They're about to hit 5 right now because they play the Giants next week, which is not going to be guaranteed a win for the Giants. It's not guaranteed for the Giants next week. So
that's a marquee matchup.
It is.
Who would have thought at August that Seattle and the Giants were going to be a marquee matchup at week 8? That's a marquee matchup.
It is.
They combined for 10 wins.
Yeah, you're right. They do.
What is this season?
With Geno Smith as the quarterback.
With Geno Smith and Daniel Jones. The running backs is really good. Walker versus Saquon. That sounds better than the quarterbacks, even though Geno Smith ain't riding back.
No.
But back to the bum ass team.
Yes. We had credit where credit is due, and now it's bad to you guys. The Los Angeles Chargers.
Oh yeah, you're right. Let me actually give credit to Picard. Picard is doing a good job. The drafts have been actually very excellent. We got to give him credit for that. Those cornerbacks, they're trying to recreate the Legion of Boom again, I guess, because what's his first kid's name? I remember Kobe Bryant.
Oh,
it's the other kid, the better one. Tariq Woolen, the one I think he leads league in picks, or I don't know if he does anymore. But he did coming in the season. Him trying to be the next Sherman, but faster. He's like 6'4", that runs like a 4.3. I don't know where the hell they find that kid at, but kudos to you. You got Kobe Bryant kicking ass and the second corner, and they even have Michael Jackson. Do you know how happy this makes me?
That's incredible.
You have Thriller and Bean. Thriller and Bean in your quarterback core.
They would be proud. They'd be proud. That's incredible.
Moonwalking to lockdown. I love it.
That's actually really cool, actually.
Why is that so cool?
Moonwalking to lock. That's actually really cool.
Y'all gotta have it.
Yeah. Really credit. But
now we can kill the Chargers.
Back to the Chargers. You lost Mike Williams for the foreseeable future. J.C. Jackson is going to be out of here soon.
And he sucked anyway.
Yeah, it's bad. We paid him all that money. Didn't produce.
So as New England fans, we win.
Yeah, we did.
Because our cornerbacks who we drafted are way better than you.
Yes.
So God bless you, though.
So I feel like we keep on saying this all the time. I want to ask the Spanos family, Alex Spanos to be exact. Why is Brandon Staley still employed for the Chargers? If either he's getting outcoached, outclassed, he outcoaches himself, or he just completely shits the bed.
You want a better question? How do they get 4 wins?
I don't know. I really don't know. Justin Herbert, like he's just kicking himself in the head. Like,
bro, just leave.
Just if I would even stay there, I would waste my time.
You're gonna get that contract anywhere you can, bro.
And someone's gonna pay you.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right. Yes, you're right.
Like,
someone's gonna pay you the bread. So
no question.
You're gonna be good. You don't have to worry about the money. They're gonna pay you. Just get the hell out of the Chargers. They don't deserve you. This is just a poverty franchise who live and reside in a giant $1 billion stadium.
But that's devouring.
Like they are literally.
It's not even their stadium. It's the Rams.
They are squatters in their own stadium. Do you want to be part of be as a squatter, Justin Herbert? You want to be a squatter in LA? No, I'm probably gonna get in trouble for that, but I don't care. The point is,
I don't know what you just said. So it was bad. Well,
it was bad.
Oops.
Yeah, it's because homelessness is a big problem in California. So squatters, like,
it is a really big problem. You're right.
So I got in trouble. Oh well, I don't care. It's true. But this is bad. This is terrible. Like, real terrible. When they lost, they played last week against Monday Night Football against Denver, right? They won the game, but should have lost. But again, the Daniel Hackett, the Daniel Hackett happened to be worse than you are. Kevin Stefanski happened to be worse than you on that day. And the jury's out on him. I don't think he's that good anyway.
Yeah, that was the Cleveland was the game where he went for like a dumbass.
Yeah,
and even Keenan Allen had to tweet and be like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Yes,
it was that game. Yeah,
what the hell are you doing?
That's another one that they should have lost.
Yes, the Chiefs game was probably close, but They pretty much found their own.
It was their fault. You know why it was their fault? I'm gonna explain to you exactly why it was their fault. Because Gerald Everett was calling them to take him out the game because he was too tired to continue. They ignored him, kept him on the field. He couldn't run his route correctly because he was gassed, and that's where the pick six happened. That's the coach's fault. He's supposed to pull him for a play to let him get his breath, and Justin Herbert would not throw that pass. That's why it's the coach's fault. They find ways, bro. They find ways.
But yeah, this is the media darling. Oh, the Chargers are gonna get it together. They got everything together. They're gonna be
what else?
LA number 2.
What other ones they got? Oh, week 1 because oh my God, Derek Carr. They barely won that game. They should have won by 50, but no.
Oh yeah, that was the game with Derek Carr completely dreadful.
Yeah,
it was awful. Awful. Yeah,
so those are their wins. We just named all 4 of their wins. It's not.
You could argue they should be 0-7 if they go their way, or 1-6. This is not a football team.
What else? No, we didn't. Oh, Houston. When he had a shootout with Houston almost beat them because Houston rushed for like 300 yards. So that's their one only win. I mean, they look like as good as everybody thought they were going to be. There you go. So 1-6.
Garbage. Just garbage. He's still employed, but you know what? That's Spanos family for y'all. The Chargers will always be number 2.
That's a big analytics guy, by the way.
Yeah, he is. And was that got him? Got him on the hot seat, which I was gonna say he may not last this, he may not finish this, he won't be here next year. I have a feeling he won't be there next year, but then again, still out of time. But also, till next week is technically the midway point of the year, and for a lot of the now, that's gonna be interesting because I'm like the stuff that we talked about before the season started and how it literally got quick flipped up upside down, literally.
They're on bye next week. I'm just looking to see who they play. They come back week 9.
Who
they play Atlanta. Ooh, choke bowl.
The Chargers?
Yeah.
Choke bowl.
You know the Falcons haven't choked the game yet, but
they do. No, I know for the Saints.
No, they came back. They were you're right. You're right. They choked. You're right. I forgot. You're right. They did choke against week 1.
And then the Chargers is the Chargers. It's actually fun to watch. But that's pretty much storylines for this week.
Yeah, this was storylines for the week. We are finished.
Yes.
Good to have you back, man.
Yes, I'm happy to be back. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. Also, I really so I started. I'm gonna talk more about that later, but there was like I don't even notice in the group that
if you're gonna talk about the grandiose idea, do not say it.
No, I'm not. Okay. I'm just saying that I appreciate more of the comment section, the comments of the posts I've been doing. They've been really engaging. I've been tagging people of the favorite. I know what their favorite teams are. I've been tagging them in the post, and then it's been working that way. So yeah, support your favorite teams. Some of them I already know already, so it's like cool. So I know what teams that you like and support, whatever like that. But you support your favorite teams. Post trash respectfully, of course. But yeah, man, this is great. This is Sports Dynasty, NFL. Check out the basketball Bucketphoria as well on Thursday afternoon, Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Check out the AFC East Shakedown with us in Mafia Sports Report. A big friend of the podcast, our partner. It's great over there, and yeah, it's gonna be a good. I have a good feeling about this. A really good year. So, peace, love, and applesauce. See you soon.